Hello, I'm Dan Robinson, and I am so happy to be here with Brandon Chase Goldsmith from the Fort Smith International Film Festival. Welcome, Brandon.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah.
It's fun being here in this studio.
Well, yeah. So, third year of the Fort Smith Film Festival.
Yes, third year. It's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, I remember year one, and it was exciting. It was incredible to
Yes.
see film advocated in the River Valley, and there was a lot of attention. There was a lot of excitement.
Yeah, and that's one of the best things is kind of watching the festival grow and doing my best to grow with it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So this year we got a record number of 452 films in from over 50 countries.
That's a lot of films.
And when you got a lot of films, you have to do a lot of watching, right? And
Yeah.
so what we try to do with all the films is we try to make sure every film has at least 3 different people that watch it.
Okay.
And we had 113 screeners this year.
Wow.
And, well, got to understand that first year, there was 4 of us watching
Yeah,
because we didn't
yeah.
know what we were doing. We did not know what we were doing.
Film overload.
Yes. I still watched 333 films this year, but I'm just crazy. I love films. And,
Sure.
and that's one of my favorite parts about this process
Yeah.
is I learn so much.
Yes.
Because when you're sitting there and watching other people, you go, oh, wow, I've never seen that done, this technique used in this way.
Yeah.
Or you go and go, ooh, I don't want to make that mistake.
Yeah. It's
And-
true.
And it's it's like an ongoing film school is the way
Yeah.
I kind of look at it as a filmmaker. And so we had 452 films. So what our screeners do is they just kind of give us the basics, right? Thumbs up, thumbs down, 1 to 10, and they let us know what category it is. Because this is one of the things about our festival is people just send in is either a short or a feature, and we don't know what category it is. So that's one of the things that the screeners let us know too is what category we're going to have, And so every year, our categories, you had the basics, you got your comedy, your drama, your action, sci-fi, you got your staples. But then, like this year, we had quite a few LGBTQ films that came to the surface. And
Nice.
then my absolute favorite category is our alum category.
Okay.
Because our alums are not only local. So we have lots of local alums and people from this area and this region, but we have international alums now.
Wow.
In the third year.
Okay.
And so we have people who, for 3 years have had films in it, and it's great watching them grow as filmmakers.
Yeah.
And, oh, you did this, and then this year we have one of our international alums, she made a film in Ukraine during the war.
Wow. Okay.
And so if someone ever makes me an excuse that I don't know if I can get this film finished, no. She made one in wartime. It's called My Unfortunate Cats.
Okay.
And it's dedicated to all the pet owners who have taken care of their animals during the Russian invasion.
Interesting.
And as an animal lover, this one it hits home to me.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and the fact that that's what some people are. You don't think about those kind of things. When a major disaster happens, what happens to the animals?
Yeah. Wow.
And so, and then we got, of course, our local and regional alums. So we will be featuring those on our opening night.
Okay.
So we're going to be showing some films from around from here in Northwest Arkansas, Fort Smith. From up here, we have Banana Triangle 6. I know that's been in
Yeah.
several festivals here, and so
Yeah.
we're going to show that one off. Low Lifes from Little Rock.
Okay.
Jason Pitts' film, When the Stairs Creak.
Okay.
And then we have one from Tahlequah, because we consider our nation, because we also have an indigenous category, also being the Cherokee Nation, and in Oklahoma is how we kind of see and view the River Valley. So we have one called The River Woe from Tahlequah, an indigenous film.
Wow.
And so it's kind of, here's a kind of snapshot of what filmmakers are doing in our region. And that's what I want the opening night to kind of reflect that.
Sweet.
And then it also reflects our international connections. So Cisterna, Italy is a sister city for Fort Smith. And, the first year, I was crazy enough to go there
Yeah.
the month before my festival and be a judge in their film.
Yeah.
And it was the connections that we made, we maintain today. And so they are the judges for, we pull judges from them for our international category.
All right.
And this year, one of their executive team, because did a film, and we're having it on opening night, and we're going to do a interview with them and talk about that connection overseas in our international. So it kind of paints that picture, and then we'll also have Cherokee Nation Film Office there on the first night. And then we also have a local couple, and they're leaving today to go to Cameroon because they put on a arts festival in Cameroon, and I'm working with them to start showing some of our films in Cameroon and getting them to bring some of their Cameroonian filmmakers here. And so it's called the Blinga Foundation. And so we're actually going to show, they have a 15-minute film showing the work that they're doing, and not only with arts but with health, because Steve Blinga, who runs it, is a physician, and so they provide medical service. But so they do education, they do health, and then they do the arts, and it's a beautiful kind of combination of things that they do over there, and to be able to have those combinations and connections that we do in Fort Smith. And so that first night is just kind of a showcase of what does it mean to be a Fort Smith International Film Festival?
That's incredible. So what are the dates of the festival?
So the festival is going to be August 25th and 26th.
Okay.
So that's a Friday and Saturday. But for the first time, we're going to actually have some pre-events.
Okay.
So, trying to grow, the festival and trying to get the excitement going a little early.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing with the pre-events is the Thursday before at the King Opera House in Van Buren. I started a movie series there.
Yeah.
And in part of that, we are going to be showing all of our high school selections.
Okay.
And so our high school selections also, international, but also local. We got a feature-length film from a high school student. And so
there's always that one kid, right?
and it's well done.
That's amazing.
We're gonna show that off and show off because that's our future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we got to get that future and highlight them and get them going and show them off. But then we're going to Kevin Croxton. He is a elementary school choir teacher.
Yep.
And he is finishing up his Indiana Jones
Yes.
kids film.
Really excited about that.
And he got the lady who plays Marion.
Yeah.
She has a cameo. With her doing a phone call. And I don't know how he does it. It's so he got Lazenby. He got it for his James Bond film,
right.
And so we're going to premiere that on that night too. So it's going to be a whole night of kind of celebrating. Here's what the high school kids. Here are what the kids are doing.
Yeah.
And then one of the films that we got in this year, as I said, so the toughest part is we take those 452 films.
Yep.
You break them down into here's what categories they are.
Yep.
Here's what rooms I think they fit into. So at that point you got your best films, and then the heartbreaking part happens to where you have to fit them all into the schedule.
That's
because
right.
at that point you love all the films. You're like, I love these films, and you're just like, no.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, which one of the kids? And so, in order to kind of accommodate some of that, we had this one called the history and birth of Western swing.
Okay.
And so we teamed up with the Fort Smith History Museum. And so that Thursday, we're going to show that movie there. And actually, Robert Houston's Western Swing Rules Band is going to play.
Nice.
And so we're going to have a little kind of pre-event going on there at the museum, showing a movie plus the music from that movie.
That's incredible.
And
So where can people follow? It sounds like there's lots of stuff going on. Where do you go for information?
So you can, of course, on Facebook, go to the Fort Smith International Film Festival, our page on Facebook.
Okay.
But if you want to get tickets and stuff and kind of see the schedule, you can go to fortsmithfilm.com.
Okay. And what were those dates one more time?
So August 24th and 25th.
Are the festival proper?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's going to be stuff
And
leading
then,
up to it.
Leading up to it, and trying to build it up and get all the some other free events kind of leading up to it. Because we got to build that excitement.
That's right.
Because the first couple years, as you know, you're just kind of happy to have a festival
That's
happen.
right.
You're like, we did it.
That's
It
right.
happened. And now we're kind of breathing and going, okay, what are some ways that we can kind of, really kind of lead people into it.
And build on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
so-
Well, we really appreciate all the work you're doing. Really excited about the Film Fest this year.
Let me
You
show
wanna
off our
the poster.
really fantastic poster.
Okay.
Made by Alex Williamson. He's from Bath, England.
Okay.
He was doing a residency
Nice.
at UFAS.
Okay.
This is an incredible work of art.
Yeah.
And so,
We'll look
it's
forward-
great. It's great when you just don't have a poster, you also have a work of art.
That's right. We'll look
So-
forward to seeing those around Northwest Arkansas. And I would encourage everyone to check out the Fort Smith Film Festival this year. In its third year, it's going to be an amazing event. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you so much for having me.